BPod Studios.
If you've ever asked yourself the question, what are the odds? Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Tangiers Hotel proudly presents
The Bankroll Bunch.
with the Sasha Semenoff Orchestra
Dan Lifshatz, Kendra Middleton.
and the Sam Rothstein Dancers.
The Bankroll Bunch with Dan Lifshatz and Kendra Middleton.
Hi, everybody. The Bankroll Bunch is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, and then in just a magnetic polar opposite, the Toucher and Hardy show is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. How do you like that? So who's going to win the Battle Royal? Probably Snuka. Unless it's a Fijian strap match. And then Roddy Piper he's going to cheat. Even though he's unfamiliar. Did you ever see the Fijian strap match between Roddy Piper and Jimmy Superfly Snuka? Anyone in this room? Did you ever see the Fijian strap match?
I have not.
All right, well, apparently Jimmy Fly Snuka very familiar with the Fijian strap match based on his heritage. So when basically they strap their wrists together with a leather band, okay? So when they strap Piper in, he's like, like, what have you done to me? Like, I can't figure any of this out. And Jimmy Superfly Snuka is like, this is not my first rodeo.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Superfly Snuka's got control of the match. And then it looks like all hope is lost for Mr. Piper. But then a foreign object. And then the strap is used too. Would anyone guess what the strap is used for?
No, I don't even want to guess.
An illegal chokehold.
Yes.
The ref had been tossed out of the ring. He couldn't see a thing.
Temporarily disabled. This happens sometimes.
He was out of the ring, and then so Piper was able to use it in dirty. The whole crowd wasn't having it. You would think that the ref would hear the booing and think something was going on, but that was the case. All right. Dan Lifshatz is on the computer. And Kendra is here in studio. Kendra got 36 roses from an unknown suitor. And Dan's theory is it has to be someone at the station because no one outside of the station could find the station.
Wait, what now?
Dan?
Yeah, I mean, look, how many times have you guys gotten roses delivered for your wife or, I don't know, a significant other?
Lots.
Okay.
Lots of times.
How often are they able to find exactly where you want them to go?
Every single time.
I've literally never had anyone been able to find a house, anything pretty much ever with relative ease. So my assumption is that they basically gave them extra special instructions, especially considering our studio is not the easiest place to get to. I believe that there was someone it was delivered from someone,
It's an inside
works
job.
at the station. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, but how did you get this collection of panties? Because every time Kendra does her dance before your show, I see that the studio is adorned with panties that have been sent by amorous female fans to Lifshatz.
Oh yes, yeah, no, that's definitely what's going on there. 100%, you nailed it, Fred.
All right, but Dan, you believe a lot of things are inside jobs, correct? You don't take everything at face value.
I don't even know how to answer that. I guess I just think that this is I think it's unlikely that someone spent like $200 on something that they have no idea if it got delivered or not to a place unless they would have some sort of idea. You could get confirmation that the package was delivered. Yeah, that doesn't mean it was delivered to the right place. You know how many times, I've gotten roses delivered for my wife like multiple times. They told me it was delivered. It wasn't even delivered to the right building.
I would lodge a formal complaint against that company.
And I would stop sending flowers had it ever happened to me in the hundreds of times I've sent flowers to either my wife or to my mom for her birthday just a few weeks ago, and the flowers get delivered every single time. If they didn't get delivered more than once, I would stop doing it.
Yeah, I don't do it anymore. I get them myself, 100%. You are 100% correct. I don't do that anymore because I've had such a terrible experience. It's not once. It's like 5 or 6 times this has happened now. It's over and over and over again. It's a very common occurrence. I think if you ask a majority of people, this is something that has happened to them before.
You're like the Ziggy of flowers.
No, this is like a pretty common thing that like happens.
You're like
in
under
the world,
a cloud
guys.
of flowers, like it's raining.
All right, how about this? Have you guys ever gotten food delivered and it's been delivered to the wrong place?
No.
Well, I live.
What? What do you mean? No. What?
I live in.
That's insane. What?
No, they always deliver to the people in front of me because they give up.
Bingo. They deliver it to the wrong place. No different.
So every time I order food now, I have the only people that can deliver it are people that live in my house. So my kids have to go deliver it.
Okay,
so it's an inside job.
What's the there you go, yeah, inside job. What's the difference between flowers? I'm aware.
Okay, so Dan, what we really wanted to do though, because we're having you on here and it's post Super Bowl, there's a lot of conspiracy theories about the Super Bowl. And of course, I want to know if you believe that, the Super Bowl was scripted, but we wanted to further test your CIQ, your conspiracy intelligence quotient. So what we're going to do is just give you a name or a phrase, and then you have to tell us what conspiracy it relates to see how well versed you are in conspiracy theories.
Sounds good, man. I'm definitely going to suck at this. Let's do it.
Dan, do not go in with that attitude.
I'm not like a big conspiracy guy. That's a. I don't know why that's happening in sports, absolutely, but outside of that, not really.
All right, and Kendra, feel free to steal if Dan is unable to answer one of those, because I think you've got a sneaky conspiracy streak going.
They were the two of them. You should have heard Dan and Kendra with this whole Epstein list.
Oh boy,
they were.
It was bettable, by the way. The one that I talked about.
That's good fun. Let's bet on the pedophile ring.
Dan gambled on marbles during COVID.
Yeah, but marbles is an innocent game. This is these are people that are pedophiles.
Yes. All right.
That's in poor taste. Who is taking action on the Epstein list?
No?
Dan has insider info.
See, if you could gamble on who was going to. If you could gamble on who was going to die in a given year, I would say, well, everyone's going to die, so there's nothing overly concerning about that.
There are dead pools everywhere.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, but also everyone's going to die, it's a certainty. So but you don't got to be a pedophile. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Dan, taking action on pedophilia.
Whoa, hold on! I was not taking action. I was betting. It was available. So
that is in terrible bad taste.
The big one I had was Kevin Spacey. I think we all kind of knew that one, right? That wasn't exactly some groundbreaking, shocking type of thing there.
He was on he wasn't on the Epstein list, was he?
Yes, he was. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't recognize any names on it except for David
Dan's
Copperfield.
Gonna be good at this.
All right, let's start with this is a title we're starting with. The title is Loose Change. Do you know what that refers to, Dan?
Yeah, actually, I think I do.
And that's
that's the 9/11 documentary, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, that is the YouTube documentary put together by a couple of 14-year-olds that claim to have made themselves experts in physics and other things, and it explains why the whole 9/11 thing didn't happen.
You can test them, see if they could get a crate of flowers over here.
Yeah.
Find the damn place.
Did you know that one, Kendra?
No.
I didn't either, Kendra.
All right.
We established last week that I'm not very good at trivia.
Let's try this one. This is an actual piece of equipment. It's called a spirit level. Do you know what conspiracy theorists are using spirit levels for, or just a level, as you might call it?
Is the reason my daughter's not on the cheerleading team? That phantom spirit level?
Spirit? No, I'm talking about an actual level, something you would use, in your home for various projects. Dan?
I have absolutely no idea, but I'll guess it's for ghost hunting, maybe.
Kendra?
I was going to guess the same thing as Dan, so...
No.
You guys are both more clever than I.
No, spirit says in an actual liquid levels, spirit levels are taken aboard airplanes by flat earthers in their little experiments to determine whether or not the Earth is flat. Dan, just for the sake of conversation, you're flat Earth, yes or no?
No.
What is the appeal of the flat Earth?
You're wrong. It is flat.
What is the appeal of that? I don't understand what you get out of that.
I don't understand what you get out of any of this.
All right,
stuff.
go ahead.
All right.
What's next?
Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, I knew this. What did Stanley Kubrick do? What has he talked about doing involved with the government?
There are. I know the name sounds very familiar. I would not be able to tell you off the top of my head what it is.
He's the director of The Shining, the Space Odyssey film that no one likes but pretends to.
No idea, man.
He faked something. If he faked something, would anyone care to guess? He is a director, something that was faked in the 60s. People say they faked
moon landing?
The moon landing. Absolutely true. Do you believe in the moon landing?
Sure, I don't know. Yes, I wasn't around in the 60s.
Would you think they could find the moon if they can't find the station to deliver flowers?
Hold on a second.
I don't know. Yes, I believe they can find the moon.
Lifshatz doesn't sound like he's all in on that men have walked on the moon. He said, I don't know. I wasn't around in the 60s.
Can I be honest with you? I just don't kind of really care.
You don't care if man has ventured to pass the
moon,
realms of imagination? You don't care what the cosmos holds? There's no mystery to the world to you?
I very much care about that. Do I care about the moon? Not entirely. That's not my day-to-day.
That's the tip of the iceberg, my friend, and that's what brought us the microwave.
He's more into gambling on the Epstein list.
That is 100%.
Unless it's a pedophilia ring. He seems to have no interest. All right, go ahead.
I don't think there's any chance he gets this one, but I'll try it anyway. 2 names, either Clay Shaw or the alias Clay Bertrand.
Nope, nothing.
Kendra, no chance. I'm just going to give
I don't know.
That is the only person ever charged with anything in connection to JFK's assassination. I believe it was obstruction of justice.
I'll tell you.
You guys should just ask Dan.
Played by Tommy Lee Jones in the movie JFK.
I'll tell you, the Mad Dog show got very heavy into the JFK assassination just in time, like 2 months ago. And if you want to hear something just, oh my God, like babbling, I think that's what got Lombardi so fired up in the Felker interview.
It was on the 60th anniversary, I'm sure. November.
But I mean, with the Kennedy assassination. Yeah. My goodness gracious. Right. We can't concentrate on the moon landing. All right. The Super Bowl is over. Kendra reigns supreme. In that, in the Bankroll Bunch, she was right. She liked Kansas City. Dan was non-committal, at least on our show.
I had the under.
Okay, you had the under. All right, and the under hit.
Yes.
All right, so even with overtime, so you were very right. All right, we will find out what we shall do after the Super Bowl. What bets that we should make now that the Super Bowl is over, and F1 is just revving up. No pun intended. And we'll find out what we should be gambling on in just a moment.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Wondering who made our list of the top 5 all-time queens of country music? Did Carrie Underwood make the cut? Find out now when you text Queens to 45911 and scroll through the list on BackstageCountry.com. Text Queens to 45911 to see the talented artists who rounded out our top 5 list.
Now, more Tuncher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, everybody, it's the Bankroll Bunch. On Toucher and Hardy, Kendra Middleton, Dan Lifshatz. Kendra Middleton brought in, I drink a lot of soda, diet soda, and she brought in something with prebiotics. Will this help when I make?
No, it's just to get you to stop drinking so much soda so your teeth don't fall out.
Will this help me make with prebiotic?
I don't. Probably.
Will it make me regular?
I don't know. Probably.
Kendra?
Okay.
Kendra will make me regular?
I don't know. You're going to find out.
Oh, I will. All right. So how did you guys do in the Super Bowl? I did well. I had a missed extra point like a real big shot.
Okay. I did pretty well. I missed out on a Travis Kelce anytime, and I missed out on my Brock Purdy attempts prop. But I hit a overtime prop. I hit obviously the Chiefs money line, which I had huge.
Overtime prop.
Yeah.
What'd you get it at?
Plus 600. What about you?
11.
Look at you, sharp.
I don't know if I just got it at the right time or if it was like a special on my app, but 11 plus 1100.
What app?
FanDuel.
They've had the best odds lately. I'll tell you that.
FanDuel.
FanDuel.com/Hardy.
FanDuel and DraftKings.
You beat me.
Those are, sponsors are the best.
Yeah.
They are. Dan, how did you do on the Super Bowl?
I had a fantastic Super Bowl. Not every prop, but I'd say I probably hit about 65-70% on props and had the big 35-1 non-quarterback passing touchdown. So that was it was a very good Super Bowl.
Damn it!
Where did you find the punt return yardage that you had? I couldn't find it on FanDuel or DraftKings.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was available on DraftKings. I don't know about FanDuel. I didn't play it at DraftKings, but I know it was available there. I mean, they have a bunch of punt return props and special teams props on DraftKings, so that's where a lot of those originate from.
All right, so now football is over, and if people are looking to gamble and they want to have success, where to turn this winter? Where do you make your hay? You two individually.
Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go.
I've been betting college basketball for quite a while now, pretty much all season. So I'll be probably diving more into college basketball. I think I've given out a couple plays this week. They've been doing pretty well. I had Auburn last night. They won by like 40. So I'll probably be diving into college basketball. NBA award season obviously is heating up. Kendra and I both have great numbers on Jokic to win MVP that we gave out. Probably continue those. I have another. I'll give out one tomorrow for an NBA future. And then, look, the NBA, the NHL, there's stuff. And then, if you really want to start talking about MLB futures, there is some decent value right now, especially in the Rookie of the Year awards, because this year's market is so wide open comparatively to years past. So, there's definitely some value to be had in MLB futures and that type of stuff. So, look, anything that's available that you can find an edge on, I think you should probably bet it.
Do you bet on futures for college basketball national championships?
Yeah, and usually I do pretty well, John. This year I definitely do not have great numbers by any stretch of the imagination. Last year I had a fantastic number on UConn. I think I had like 35-1, 40-1, which is fantastic. This year, I really don't have great numbers. My best number probably on Florida, I think it's 100-1, and I have like Kentucky at 20-1. I really don't have much.
All right. Now, Rookie of the Year in baseball? Who do you like?
There's a couple guys. I really like Wyatt Langford from Texas. Everything I've heard from basically everyone who's kind of been associated with that team is that this kid is going to be the real deal. And I think he's going to come up probably a little bit earlier than people think. Could be early May. And I think this kid is going to be the real deal. They're talking about him as Trout-esque in the organization right now. So Langford has kind of been a guy who I've been taking, some longer prices on right now. NL is a little bit difficult. A lot of people love that Jackson Chourio kid from Milwaukee. I did just trade for him in my baseball league as well. But, the NL is going to be a little bit more difficult because I do think that you have to kind of factor in, obviously, the kid from Yamamoto, the kid from Japan who just signed, also Yamada, the kid who's, the other kid from Japan. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of, it's going to be a little bit more interesting because there's some more professional type players in there who are a little bit older. But Langford's the guy right now I'm going to focus on the AL side.
Kendra?
I, as well as Dan, I'm going to move more into college basketball stuff. I've had a really good college basketball betting season so far, but since the NBA All-Star game and activities are this weekend, that's what I brought to the table.
Oh, are you going to bet in the slam dunk contest, slam jam contest?
I'm not. I'm more of the game and then the three-point contest.
What, the lady?
No, I didn't. Hey.
The lady.
No, I didn't bet on her, but I might now.
You know that I heard that this lady on ESPN, she was like, I don't know what she has to prove.
Her name's Sabrina Ionescu, by the way.
Okay, thank you. And then you know why we're talking about her? Because she's participating in the three-point contest. The woman on ESPN said, why is this lady doing the three-point contest? She's already proven she's the best. And I would say, well, so someone knows she's the best.
Yes, so someone pays attention to your sport, madam. I think that'd be good.
But for her, personally, and she's like, well, what happens if she loses? And I'm like, well, then people know her name. This will make her money. Why would she possibly not? She could go out there and roll the ball the wrong direction and still it's good for her.
Yeah.
It shows what will happen is they'll go, oh, why is this woman in the three-point contest? They'll go, oh, she's the best at it. And then you'll go, oh, she's the best. I've just been told that. So she could literally go out there and hit the ball against her head 10 times, and it's still better for her than
really
not doing
good,
it.
though.
I know she is, and there's no reason she shouldn't be able to win that three-point contest.
But that's not the point. The point is you want as many eyeballs on the WNBA WNBA as possible. Here is an avenue to get that done. Maybe even if she does well, more sponsorship opportunities, more of a chance for popularity.
You know, Lifshatz is a big WNBA guy.
Yes,
Bets
I did
on
know
thing
that.
like it's going out of style. That's
I
where he
did know
thinks
that.
he has the biggest advantage. Yes, Kendra, what do you like in the 3-point contest? Not the woman turning your back on the vagina.
Those are your words, not mine. But I have the under for Damian Lillard in round 1. I think that it's good to hit unders. He's been there. He's done the All-Star thing. I don't think I like betting on younger guys or guys who are making their first appearance in an All-Star situation, just because usually they have more of a reason to get up for All-Star activities, and also they're not protecting their health as much as some of the older guys who might matter to their team more, or their careers are getting to the end of it, whatever. So I have the under for Damian Lillard in the first round of the 3-point contest. I also have the East money line to win the game. The team's a lot younger. Obviously, the West has a lot of guys who are, like I said.
You don't like old people. You think the old players are dragging. They won't care.
Yes.
They
I
can't
think LeBron,
handle their
Steph
booze.
Curry obviously need to stay healthy. So what's crazy to say.
What's the total on the game?
The total on the game is currently at 361 on FanDuel.
I think that's low.
No defense played. I know. I was going to say I like the over because there's never any defense played in these games, and if there is, it's going to be in the second half of the game.
Went under last year.
Yeah.
Did it really?
Dan, are you going to bet the slam dunk contest?
Yes.
Who do you have in the slam dunk contest?
So, I mean, I haven't. I've been taking a little bit of everyone so far, but Jacob Toppin's the guy I've been focusing on. Anything above 5-1, he's been hit pretty hard by the sharp market. He's kind of down to 3-1, 3.5-1 range, most availability. So anything above 5-1 or better probably would be, where I would focus on with that. But I mean, I'll probably wait. There's a couple guys who get some really good information on what these guys are going to do. So I'll probably wait till I get more information to bet it super seriously. But that's kind of where I'm focusing right now without any information is the Toppin kid, who I think is probably undervalued right now.
Is Jason Tatum going to come out with Jaylen Brown? Have you heard anything about that, either of you?
I have not.
I haven't either, no.
Because that's the rumor.
That would be fun.
That Jason Tatum is going to come out there, and he's going to be like, hey, Jalen, we're buds.
Yeah.
We're on the same team.
Let me stand here so you can dunk over me.
Yeah, Brown has moved back. So Brown went from plus 350. He's around 5.5 to 6-1 now. So he's definitely not the sharp favorite right now. For sure.
All right. Anything particular this week that you like?
This, and if you want me to give out one more, I got Lauri Markkanen to make the final round of the 3-point contest, plus 165.
Oh.
Who's Lauri Markkanen?
He plays for the Jazz. He's one of my favorite players in the league right now.
One of the best players.
He's fun to watch. He's like just a white guy who can shoot the three. Like, I mean, he's fun. I like him.
He's got jazz?
Sure, we can go with that.
Okay. And Dan, what do you like this week?
Look, I'll just be honest with you. It's kind of a day-to-day thing right now in college basketball. I don't have a ton. I did play the Warriors -1 last night. They got drilled last night. It's kind of a good rebound spot going into the break, and they have been playing very well. So I like them in Utah tonight, -1. -1.5 is okay. I would not play anything above -1.5. So 1 or 1.5 for the Warriors.
All right, there you go. Kendra Middleton, Danny Lifshatz. They are the Bankroll Bunch. They will be here from 7 to 9 a.m. on Saturday. If you're in your automobile, there was the other guy in your show, the third chair, the third mic. He said take the under Purdy passing.
I said that.
No. You said that?
Yeah, that was one of my bets that didn't hit. I did hit the coin toss, too, though. That was fun. People love to bet tails. I bet heads.
How did you bet the coin toss?
I drove to New Hampshire.
You drove to New Hampshire?
I was there anyway.
Okay. And you went to into a place?
I did. You gotta keep the sports books alive. Go get your tickets, people.
What sports book?
I went to the Brook.
Oh, I've been there.
What's the Brook?
It's a casino.
Is it where Adam 12 goes and snow shooting?
No, I think it used to be a horse
dog
racing
track.
dog track. Yeah.
So you drive to New Hampshire, and
I'm in New Hampshire all the time.
I
went to college there.
Rockingham.
And you go in there and you rub elbows with the degenerates at the sports book. Oh, Kendra. All right, and you can listen to the over under 98.5 podcast on 98.5thesportshub.com. And Kendra, how do people check out what you're doing?
You can follow me on the internet at Kendra Middleton everywhere but Twitter. It's Kenny with an I, Middleton.
And you can send flowers to where?
1075 Main Street, Suite 300, Waltham, Massachusetts.
But only let people who know the building send them, right? Because that's what's happening. And if you send Kendra the flowers, will you just let her know?
Yeah. By no means, don't claim them. Just keep it a mystery.
She was very impressed by them. Can you just let her know?
Dan, do you want to give a list of addresses out to people you would like people to send flowers to, seeing how you have such horrible luck with that activity?
Nope, I'm all set. I'll let you guys carry that.
Okay.
1075 Main Street.
Send Dan flowers. Really?
Yeah. Please, if you
a little jealous.
Please do not send me flowers. Send them to someone who cares. I don't know who wants them on the show.
Come on.
I'm not a flowers
We're
guy.
trying to give you your
not a flowers
flowers,
guy.
literally
Not a
and
flowers guy.
figuratively.
You're
Come on.
you're
Give
real.
me some.
Send
give
him
me some good
Epstein list
information.
bet slips.
Yeah,
give me some good information. I'll care more about that than flowers. Come on.
Well, I mean, some of us don't have dark souls. All right. Very good.
Jesus, bro.
All right. Well, I'm not the one betting on the pedophilia rings, you psychopath.
There you go.
All right. Disgusting. All right. Thank you. We will be back. Here are the headlines.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Country music has so many generous artists who always seem to jump in to help those in need. We're spotlighting 5 who lead by example and lend a helping hand to charitable causes. See who made our list when you text GIVE to 45911. Text GIVE to 45911 and read all about it right now on BackstageCountry.com.
We're back with Toucher and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy, and it's brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. All right, we have a phone call. Kendra Middleton, if you don't know, and then we'll get to something else, but she received 3 dozen roses here at the radio station. She put it up on social media. There is a Dan. The best part, the only reason I brought it up because Dan Lifshatz honestly thinks that it has to have been someone from the radio station, or they would not have been able to find the radio station, as if mail and packages don't come here
Every day.
every single
Multiple
day,
times
multiple
a day.
times. It's a place of business.
Food gets delivered here. Other packages get delivered here, not just official delivery services, which a flower delivery is a delivery service.
It's a publicly traded company owns us. I mean, it is like a real company. But who sent them to Kendra? Now, was it scary or was it nice? Is it an exciting mixture of both? We don't know. Mike, go ahead.
Okay, since you guys are talking conspiracy theories, I want to throw out my conspiracy theory, especially since it's 3 dozen flowers. That's too many flowers. It's for attention, and if I sent 3 dozen flowers, I would want it known I sent them. Kendra Middleton sent the flowers to herself.
Hadn't considered that.
Does Kendra have 3 dozen flowers type of money? Because in Kendra's opinion, that
have them.
What's that?
Credit cards have that type of money.
You think she'd put herself into debt? You think that Kendra would put herself into debt? She does drive a BMW. Do you think she'd put herself?
She has 3 dozen. Yeah, she has that type of money. Yeah, if she's driving a Beamer, yes, she has 3 dozen roses. Flower money.
Maybe she yanked the subwoofer out of the trunk and sold that to pay for the roses.
Huh?
Maybe.
Kendra.
I would prefer that than it be some creepy stranger, but I don't know why.
I'm sorry. I missed the very beginning of this conversation. Was there any card or anything attached?
Yeah, there was a card.
And it said?
It said something along... I sent it to a couple people. Hold on, I can find it. It said something along the lines of
It said, follow Kendra Middleton on Instagram.
It said, to a beautiful woman who holds a special place in my heart, Happy Valentine's Day, XOXO, Jackson DeVille.
It's from Maserati.
Jackson?
Maz is notorious.
That's the Jags mascot.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I'm not funny enough to think to send myself flowers from the Jaguars mascot, to be honest.
Yeah, that is a height of cleverness.
Because she likes the Jaguars.
Yeah. See.
All right, so were you creeped out by it, or are you excited? Like, if some guy came out and he was handsome, or whatever, there was something about him that you liked, and he was like, hey, to be honest, I'm the guy who sent you the 3 dozen flowers. Would you be mortified, or would you be intrigued?
I didn't think anything of it until Jay Stu and Dan started thinking something of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I had a guy send me a T-shirt of his like softball league here.
Okay.
I don't even. You guys are just haters because you're not getting any mail.
Wait, who's hating on you?
Oh, you know what? I'll show you some of the mail we get. Did you open one, Wallach? The comic strip guy?
Yeah,
yeah.
Who sends the comic?
Yeah,
Hardy indulges.
Thrill a minute.
Hardy eats the food that people send him.
Yeah.
Hardy eats food from like psychopaths that make it and send it here.
Yeah, to
Show
be
this to
honest,
Kendra.
he gave me a heads up on this. He's like, Wallach, you don't know what you're getting into, but I opened it anyway. I'm like, oh my God.
I get
Nick
about one of
Gemelli
these
is
a
sending
week.
me a cartoon that someone made.
No, so I get about one of these a week. Zoe gets them too. They are hand-drawn, like, panel comic strips that are... you need...
These are very good.
There's a lot of time and effort that goes into them. You need a team of experts to decipher what's going on with the artist and the actual
Can you read them,
storyline.
Kendra? What's going on?
It's way too long to read on the air.
Can you read a panel?
Toucher and Hardy are going to be the best tag team champions since
Since who?
the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Awesome.
And what's the drawing of?
Bertrand loves Boy George. It's just
Kendra finds it funny.
I mean, these drawings are great.
It's no high and lowest.
Joe Mazzulla and Robin mask is pretty good.
It's no Rose is Rose.
Yeah.
Rose is Rose. Oh, Rose is Rose. I love it so much when the hearts come out of them when they see the cat.
But also, why would I
Stuff's
not
been around
just...
forever, too. You'd figure,
Rose is Rose
like
is so
25
good.
years of the same stuff.
Oh, when the cat snuggles up against her and the hearts come out.
You know what? I forgot to
Get
check
all the feels.
I forgot to check in on that Foxtrot father and son. I bet they were all amped up for the Super Bowl. They were getting stuff ready.
How about the Canadian one that they just reprint now, and then the dog died in the river? What's the Canadian one?
Oh, I know what you're
Kendra, what's the Canadian cartoon I'm thinking of?
Kendra,
what's the Canadian cartoon I'm thinking of?
I don't even think I can
and
name...
don't say Family Circus, because that is American.
for better or worse.
For better or for worse.
Okay.
They have this notorious one where the dog dies
Okay.
in a crick.
Farley, was it Farley?
Yeah.
Oh, good call. Okay.
It's no Rose is Rose. Oh, Rose is Rose. What's your favorite comic strip, Kendra?
I guess Garfield. It's the only one I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've...
You identify with that kind of nihilism?
I just don't...
It's
know
Monday,
any.
might as well not even get out of bed.
Well, I'm not going to get into this. There's
What?
an episode of Rick and Morty that I really like with a Garfield spinoff, so that's probably the only reason that I would even say that.
Okay. Very good. All right, so the person who sent you the flowers should present themselves to you.
Sure, if you want to. Yeah, I would. I genuinely didn't think anything of it. I thought it was just a fan like doing something nice. I don't know. But
now, what did Jay Stu say to you?
Jay Stu thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
But I do like this guy's conspiracy theory. I guess
I
I'm
thought it
going to
was
go
funny.
with myself.
You cut your finger on the thorns. Ha ha ha. Blood. Tee. Is that what happened?
I need to go now. Sorry.
Oh, she's,
All right.
she's going to take leave of us.
All right. Oh, the blood. Ha ha ha. It's funny. Don't touch those thorns, they'll prick you. Tee.
You can go. You don't have to stay.
Do you remember the Valentine's Day match?
He's doing his own thing now. You can just leave.
Between Junkyard Dog and Sergeant Slaughter, when he goes, take the roses, Jack, and shoved him in the Junkyard Dog's face.
He's about to go to the Chili Guys soundboard, and at that point, we can all leave.
I was just going to say, no need for either.
I get excited. Mike, go ahead.
Fred, I have a conspiracy. It
Okay.
has to be the one and only bird, the other worm eater.
Ooh, that's such a good guess. I didn't even think of Bird.
He's single. What if...
And he has the money because he lives at home.
He does live at home in Porta Pines. What would you do If it was Bird, would you date Bird? Big old Bird?
Are you asking me or Mike?
I'm asking you.
I'm out.
Mike brought it up. I'm asking
Mike.
you.
That's right.
Would you go on a date with Bird? He's single.
I don't know him that well, to be honest. The only time I've ever met Bird, he was hammered.
Well, that sounds unlikely.
Well, then you've met Bird.
I was just going to say, to know him is to love
Actually,
him. So.
The both times I've met Bird, he was hammered, I think. I met him at one of Joe Murray's live shows, too. But I talk to him on Instagram occasionally. He's a nice boy. I don't know if he's dating material. But that's...
You're gonna have prejudice against him because he lives at his parents' house?
Yeah, he's got a lot of money. You just said it yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Enough money for 3 dozen roses.
Yeah.
From
Love you,
Shaw's. It's like pick a lane. Is it 3 dozen roses money or is it Shaw's money?
How many did you get at Whole Foods?
I got my daughter the
spring bouquet.
Yeah, you can't get them red roses because that's the flavor of romance. I got her peach roses.
There's like one pink rose in that spring bouquet. I know what he got.
No, I got a series
you do the same
of
thing?
peach roses.
No.
What did you do for Valentine's Day, Hardy?
I got one of them like chocolate bars, that dark chocolate with sea salt, and and 2 cards, one from me, one from the dog.
And he wrote the dog one in his left hand.
I like the card from the dog. That's a good play.
That I wrote in my left hand, so it looked all like crappy because she's a dog. And
wow.
She don't write her spelling.
But I said to him, even if the dog wrote with terrible spelling, it would still be quite a feat.
Yeah. All right, Wallach, what'd you do?
Same thing every year. I get her a dozen roses, Russell Stover's candy box, and a card.
So he goes to CVS.
You underperformed.
Russell Stover.
He goes to
That's
CVS.
What she likes it that way.
That's what she wants.
That's what
Fred
she wants.
underperformed. You
Russell
two
Stover's.
hit it out of the park.
No, let me tell you something.
I gave it to my daughter. What the hell do you want me to do to my daughter? I gave her the roses.
She's the young lady in your life. She's your daughter.
I took her out to eat and I gave her flowers. I think that's more than enough, Kendra. Huh?
Stereotypical. You should have got her a card from the dog. Deuce would give her a card.
No, she didn't like the dog.
No, she's not, not a huge fan of the dog.
No. Does anybody in your house like the dog?
No.
I'm with you, though, Wally. If that's what your wife likes,
Yes.
because my wife likes grape Skittles. And she won't. So not every birthday, not every Valentine's Day, but in years past, I've bought like 2 1 pound bags of Skittles and separated out just the grapes.
Look at you.
And
You
given
guys,
that as a
you
gift.
too.
Look at you. No, she likes the same heart-shaped Russell Stover's candy box every year.
Man,
She requests it.
she's a lady. You know what I got as well as the flowers?
Fruit cocktail.
Now you can leave.
You should leave.
And you know what I won for Valentine's
Go while
Day?
you're
I want all 20s. I want all 20s.
Okay.
My mom sent me a
Come on
card.
down. You don't want to hear them.
Fred, I think...
Last chance,
boy.
Kendra.
I was,
You know where I went to eat last night?
Pizza House.
Oh.
I wish there were such thing as a pizza house. I would go there.
Yeah.
Fred, you and I both owe Wallach an apology for something.
Subs, pizza, soda, everything.
Exactly. So if we do break here,
Okay.
mercifully, quickly, before we get to 8 o'clock, you and I both owe Wallach an
Slim
apology.
Jim on this Mike deal.
And it has nothing to do with any of that.
All
okay?
right. Very good. Thank you, Kendra.
Thank you.
And if
Thank
you're-
you,
and
both
if-
Mikes.
And if you're the people who sent the flowers to her, please just take responsibility for it. You're driving her crazy.
I won't tell the boys who it is.
All right. Yeah. She'll
pinky
leave.
swear.
She'll keep it a secret.
I'll take it to the grave.
They're from Silk to Shaka. All right.
They're from the Jags mascot. Let me have this.
Okay.
Let me
All
have
right,
one
thank
more
you.
chili guy.
You know who they're from?
The state of Massachusetts.
I don't know why that's ringing.
Want to see the real new Steinbrenner in town?
All right.
All right.
Very good. All right. We will be back in just a moment.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Wondering who made our list of the top 5 all-time queens of country music? Did Carrie Underwood make the cut? Find out now when you text Queens to 45911 and scroll through the list on BackstageCountry.com. Text Queens to 45911 to see the talented artists who rounded out our top 5 list.
It's It's the all-new way for you to wake up. Toucher and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
All right, we're Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, what's going on? You said we owed John an apology.
Well, yesterday during the stack, it was Valentine's Day, and Variety magazine had listed their 50 most romantic movies of all time, and I said, that list has got a bunch of old movies on it that none of us have seen. But what about the romantic comedies list they put out the year earlier? So we were trying to guess what Variety had listed as their 14 or 13 best romantic comedies of all time. And do you remember the movie that John guessed was on the list?
Yeah, Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain.
The hilarity of Brokeback Mountain.
By the way, I have enough for the email segment for later, in case you're wondering.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
You know what, John? We owe you an apology, and all those people are going to owe you an apology, because I haven't seen the movie in a long time, and I went back and watched the trailer, and sure enough, I think it does fall under the category of romantic comedy.
Jack is in a long-distance relationship.
Sometimes I miss you so much I can hardly stand it.
But Ennis thinks everything's fine.
Come on, Jack, lighten up on me.
Even on vacation, Jack isn't happy.
Why is it we're always in the freaking cold?
You got a better idea?
We ought to go south where it's warm. We ought to go to Mexico.
Mexico?
This summer, things are going to get hot.
Hell, Jack, you know me, about all the traveling I ever done is around a coffee pot looking for the handle.
This vacation is anything but relaxing.
Jack, I gotta work.
And Jack won't be happy either.
This is a goddamn bitch of an unsatisfactory situation.
Until they return to...
Brokeback Mountain!
And then just from watching the trailer, I'm like, that movie is a lot funnier than I thought. And romantic.
In order to put that together, that's a man who's seen Brokeback Mountain a few times. More than a handful of times. Who can't recall the trip to Mexico that's put on the table in Brokeback Mountain?
Well, I would think the guy who did the trailer, yes, watched the movie a lot. That's part of what it takes to make a trailer. It's the studio. They got a team of people working on that.
All I remember from Brokeback Mountain is the beautiful scenery and the wilderness.
The cinematography.
No, I was talking about the Heath Ledger and the other fella, Jake Gyllenhaal. Woof, woof. Yeah. Not too hard in the eyes, cowboy. Saddle up.
All
right.
It really is a good movie. It's just there's a couple of scenes that are...
I remember I remember liking the movie fine. I don't recall anything about it. Except for, the fact that they're gay.
Horrifically sad, tragic, depressing.
I don't even remember how it ends. I don't. Not a lot happens, right? Like, it's just kind of like, it sits. It allows things to build without needing a great deal of dialogue or action.
Festers a little bit, and I can tell you the last line of the movie, because I think it's a very understated line. It's just Ennis staring at something, an object, and he says, "Jack, I swear." And that's it.
That's the end of the Apple Dumpling Gang. I think you got the movies mixed up. All right.
No, that's the end of the Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again. The first one does not end like that. It's the sequel.
Yeah, whatever. It's Don Knotts is all I know. All right, and maybe Tim Conway. Tim Conway, he would get the cowboy hat shot off his head, or the policeman's cap shot off his head, or the detective hat shot off his head.
He's a thrilling man at that guy.
He was the shakiest gun in the West.
Genius comedian.
No, he's not funny at all. Oh. If Tim Conway's in something, it's atrocious. That's a good way to go. And he also breaks more than Jimmy Fallon. So he's terrible in every way, shape, and form. He's got a nice son, though, in radio guy. All right, no commercials here, just the headlines. When we come back, after, just content, no commercials again. Hardy has unearthed something that I spent years trying to find and was never, ever able to find. This is absolutely true. I've spent years trying to unearth something. I was never able to do so. Hardy has found it.